Hey, what's going on, everybody? Servo here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Reddit just so we can take a look at all the discussions that are going on over there, because there has been some big news this past week and I want to see everybody's opinion on it. We do have the live stream coming tomorrow that's going to give us a whole slew of information, and it's going to be a lot to break down. So let's go ahead and cover what we have seen so far, and then we're going to move on tomorrow to see all the new content. But before we do that, we're definitely going to head over to Twitter because they did reveal a new piece of information about tomorrow and I want to share it with you guys. Now, if you do enjoy this video, please be sure hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 30,000 subscribers and we only have about 53% of watchers that are actually subscribed. So double check, make sure you are subscribed. Act 2 is coming out very soon. I'm going to have so many guides and I promise you'll find value in this channel if you subscribe. Now, let's head over to Twitter and see what's going on. Okay, so before we head over to Reddit, let's take a look at Twitter and see what the newest post was today. So they said, reason number 5 to check out Disney Dreamlight Valley Showcase, which is tomorrow, by the way. We've still got a couple surprises left up our long sleeves. Tune in Wednesday for the first look at our next free content update coming later this year. Who do you think will join the Valley this time? So they're obviously taking a clip from their little thing, and then it starts off with Jack Skellington, of course. So that's, I'm assuming that's who they refer to with the whole long sleeves message, but they didn't really give us an actual reason here today like they have previously, but they're pretty much just letting us know that there's still some big surprises tomorrow, and for that I am very hyped. Everything they've released so far looks like it's going to be absolutely incredible, so I'm very excited to see how tomorrow's going to go. Alrighty, so here's an interesting topic. They said free-to-play is predatory microtransaction bleep. I know everyone wants to save $30, but here's what free-to-play version of the game looks like. Want more than 20 inventory spaces? $5. More than 10 Scrooge purchases per day? $5. More build limit in the world? $10. Okay. That is not how Dreamlight Valley would monetize things, first of all. And I could say this for a few reasons. One, Dreamlight Valley is not a mobile game. It is not an MMO. Some of these mechanics that you're seeing in here that they're talking about is a mobile game and mainly MMO mechanics. And this is what confuses a lot of people about free-to-play. So not every free-to-play game is the same. Not every free-to-play game is, not every company does free to play the same way. So ultimately we don't know how they would run things, but if I'm basing it off of how Dreamlight Valley has monetized things so far, this is not something I think they would ever do, because while they have changed, they told us free to play was going to come out this year and then they pushed it back. They originally had said they weren't going to do anything pretty much like this. You weren't going to be able to pay money to increase your stamina or to recharge your stamina. So that's not how they would do it. I think the way they would monetize this if it went free to play, they would just add some additional content. They would just add more expansion passes. They would just add more maybe characters behind a paywall, just little side characters, maybe Daisy Duck, things like that. Things that people have been wanting, but that don't alter the actual main storyline too much. I think we would see more bundles like the Ursula bundle and the Wally bundle. We would probably see some extra premium shop items, but they're not ever going to charge, extra money for inventory spaces or to, reroll Scrooge's shop or increase his inventory or anything like that. And I can also say this for another reason, is because if this is what they wanted to do, they would be doing it right now. They would not delay free to play. They could easily whip up a very fast consumables thing. They could easily make it where you can increase your 20 inventory space and charge us $5, but they're not doing that. So posts like these, I think, just spread make a lot of people panic when it's not the reality of the situation. And if this is the route they wanted to take, they would literally just do it. It doesn't really matter about the feedback or the backlash, because people are ultimately still going to play Dreamlight Valley and they would still do this just like they would for mobile games, So this doesn't make sense to me. I don't think this is the direction free to play would ever go. I just think they would charge us for more of what they're already doing now. And that's my viewpoint on it. Like I said, ultimately, none of us actually know, but based on what we've seen and then what they've told us, this would never happen. And then just for the fact that if this is what they wanted to do, they would make so much money if they did it this way, but they're choosing not to. So, you know, and back on the free-to-play topic, it's not even such a bad thing that they are postponing it. There's good things and bad things about it. So just quickly to highlight a couple of good things about it not going free-to-play is, of course, there may potentially be less microtransactions. You know, that's always a given, and that's nice. And then another good thing about it not going free to play would be that if people were to like keep trolling in Dream Snaps and stuff like that, if they got banned, they could literally just make a new account just like they would on any other game like Call of Duty or Fortnite or whatever. Whenever they get banned, they would just make another account. It's free to play. So then they would just do the same thing. So then we would get a lot of people, a big group of people just posting really inappropriate Dream Snaps to the point where they would probably just get rid of Dream Snaps or just alter the way Dream Snaps works, just because it is like a Disney related game, obviously, so they have to keep it family friendly, and if it got overran with that, then they would have to make some big changes to Dream Snaps, which is not a good thing for any of us, because Dream Snaps is in a pretty good place right now in terms of giving us, you know, free things. And that's another thing, like the whole Moonstones that we get from Dream Snaps, they don't have to give us the amount of Moonstones we get. So what is it, like on average, you could get like 4,000 Moonstones. There are some people that get like 12,000 or whatever. But let's just say you can get like 4,000 Moonstones potentially every single week. That's how much money? Because for 14,000 Moonstones, it's like $50. So we're getting a lot of money every single week that we could be spending real life money. So I don't think that this is what they would actually do. Now, of course, it going free to play would have massive benefits too. You know, the people that can't afford the game, they'd finally be able to play it, which is amazing. And then also for your alt accounts, because if you want to play on other platforms or you want to make some new accounts, you would actually be able to do that for free without having to rebuy the game. So either way, there's pros and cons to the game going free to play, but we just have to focus on how it is now and also the decisions that the game and the developers are going. So this is what they're going with. And yeah, we should just focus on this rather than a bunch of what ifs and what it could be, because that's not going to benefit anyone, because that's not the reality of the situation. So free to play, I could definitely see why people are upset, and they definitely deserve to be. But the people that enjoy that it's not going to free to play, it's the same thing, you know, both sides. Like, we just have to go with what the developers are telling us. And also we'll find out more information on tomorrow's live stream on what their plans are going to be. So I'm sure they'll reveal a bunch of information, and we'll be able to get some more light on this. All right, this one, we're no longer going free to play, so there'll be no more microtransactions, right? No more microtransactions, right? Oh man, yeah, there's always going to be some microtransactions. I don't know, like, to me, so you remember when the game was in a really bad state before Dream Snaps? I had no issue getting on it. Like, I made videos. I think I made one video that really started the whole ball, like getting people to wake up with the insane amount of money we were spending on microtransactions, you know. And then obviously some people on Twitter started getting involved and then making some posts and stuff, and then boom, they implemented Dream Snaps for us, so we have a really good spot. So I have no issue backing like the community. I think I've always been one of the creators that have been very blunt when it comes to those things, and like making sure that the community is treated in a fair way. Right now, I think that the microtransaction situation is very fair for everyone, and I think it's more than generous compared to the other games I have played. I have played a lot of games that the microtransactions are insane. So the fact that we could get like 4,000 Moonstones or 1,500 Moonstones like every week, that's pretty much a free premium shop item. Even if you just get like 1,200 or 1,500 Moonstones, some weeks that's enough to buy an item out of the premium shop, and then you have 4 chances a month to get a good amount of Moonstones, and then you can buy some of the big stuff like the premium houses. So I think that it's fine how they are now, as long as they don't like increase the prices of it, and as long as they don't decrease how many Moonstones you get. I think right now the Dreamlight Valley is in a pretty good situation. And think about it, how often has anyone really had to go out and purchase Moonstones, you know, now that Dream Snaps is implemented? You might not get all the items that you want right away, but this is a game I think all of us are going to be playing for years and years. So we'll eventually get the items that we want. And it's not like it's some big game breaking thing. It's not like it's a you know, something in a game that's going to make you overpowered if this person has an item but this person doesn't. The great thing about Dreamlight Valley is you can just pick and choose the items that you like, and there's hundreds of different items to mess with, so it's not like there's that one item that you can't get. You know, it'd be the same as, like, I would love to have Rock Rug and, you know, like some of the more rare items, but I don't have it yet. But it's okay because I still have all these other items that I'm enjoying and having fun with, and it's not really bothering me. I know I'll get it eventually. It's the same thing with the microtransactions and the premium items. I know I'll get them eventually, the ones that I want, and we can actually get them pretty quickly with Dream Snap. So yeah, I get it too. That's what this person said. I get it, but still, they definitely have to make some money somewhere. And I just hope they keep reinvesting some of the money that we're getting back into the game to provide faster content. So if the game like keeps getting really big in popularity and they keep making a lot of money in microtransactions, they could eventually maybe expand their departments, and they could have maybe a department that's focused only on bringing a certain specific amount of characters, maybe a new DLC down the road. They might even go out there and get some just really crazy development on some wild Disney characters. Like, they could even introduce some crazy stuff like Star Wars or Marvel and have a completely separate unit within their company that's focusing on that for like future DLCs or something. So I think it's in a good place right now. As long as it doesn't get worse, I think we're okay. But right now, I think it's in a pretty good spot. I don't care what you say. These are cheese balls. I agree 100%. Every time I see them, that looks like a bowl of cheese balls. They do not look like berries at all. This thing was posted only 11 hours ago, and they got 718 upvotes. I have always referred to them as cheese balls, and I think that's what everybody thinks about that. So that's really funny that so many people agree with it. Founders Pack early access players will receive the cosmetics from the Gold Edition for free. That is right. We are getting free brand new Act 2 items, and this is extremely exciting. So we're going to get the Cottage House for free. If you've been playing this game and you have the Founders Pack, we are going to be getting these items for free. Now, the overalls and stuff are pretty cute. I don't know how much I would ever use them. It's just not exactly my style, but I know a lot of people are going to be obsessed with these and just absolutely are so happy for this. The flowery capybara is so adorable. I know this is going to be a fan favorite, but that cottage, and I could put it next to my purple cottage. And then we have a house that I think is Gaston's house, and his looks good. So I think putting all these in like a little village is going to look really awesome. But I'm very happy that we're at least getting these for free. So you just have to get like the expansion pass, but you're getting these items that were coming with the very, very expensive edition for free. So pretty much the people that haven't bought the game, they're going to be paying the extra to be able to get these items. But if you've already paid that amount by buying the game so far, you're getting it for free. They're not going to double charge us, which is actually really good on their part. Again, that's something they easily could have done if they wanted to go down that route of just horrendous microtransactions, but they have decided against it when they easily could have. So that's another thing I do respect about it, and I'm happy to receive these items. All right, so someone said, should I be worried? And there's 401 upvotes. So I'm really hoping our girl doesn't get the Belle treatment. I'm seeing the same exact eyes as they gave her here. What do you think? Or am I still in shock from Belle? So my opinion on this is, for one, it's a video game. The art style is always going to be it's going to be different. So when it came to Belle, my issue wasn't necessarily how she looked in terms of her character design. It was more of how it was flawed. Like, it did look like her character model was not how they intended, and I do think they're going to fix it. Like, her shoulders were weird, her arms were like bent in but then outwards, and then her hands went in again. So that didn't make sense compared to like all the other characters that we've seen in the Valley. So she definitely looks far different here than she does in the films, but that's okay to me because I don't think that they have to be an exact replica, because here in Dreamlight Valley she could just look a little different than what she looks like here. So the core of her features look pretty much the same. Her character, her clothing is pretty much the same. Her hair, they did do it in a slightly different style. But yeah, this doesn't bother me at all, and I don't think it really is going to affect most people as long as her character model itself doesn't look like it's defective. But their choices on how she looks, it's definitely a different take, but I'm okay with it because it's still our girl Rapunzel, and we definitely can't hate on her. She's beautiful no matter what. and I'm here for it. Now here's a topic I actually discussed in a previous video. Someone said the Rift in Time expansion pass should be Moonstone purchasable, not cash lock. Now before I read this, I'm going to state my opinion. I agree. I think they should allow you to purchase it within the game for a lot of Moonstones. We're talking 10,000 to 20,000, probably 15,000, just to make it like right there in the middle. So they should charge a good amount, like 15,000. That way, if you don't or you can't afford it, you can still save up over time and then purchase it. Now, if that was the route they were going to do, I wish they would have told us this like right when Dream Snaps was implemented. That way people had months to save up. Definitely not last minute. So the reason I would think it would be fair on both sides if they made it more expensive is because one, Gameloft would still be able to make their profits and keep the game funded and pay for multiplayer servers. And then two, the players would have time to save up and purchase it with Moonstones if they wanted, or if those players wanted to spend their Moonstones on premium shop items, they could just go and pay the $30 whenever the expansion came out. So that gave a lot of options and a lot of freedom for all of us. I think that would have been a very fair way of going about this. And then after that, there's just a bunch of posts that were not exactly, it was mainly based on assumptions, which, I mean, that's what we usually do around here anyways, is do a bunch of discussions, but we're so close to tomorrow. I don't think we really need to talk about the subjects too much more in depth than we have already. So, yeah, I'm very excited for tomorrow. I hope you guys are. It should be a good day. We should be getting some big reveals. I'm sure we're going to get our first look at Jack Skellington, like his actual character. Maybe I could see them putting in the little trailer, him talking to one of the characters, and you kind of see one of his quest lines. So that's going to be awesome. They are going to be taking a look at the free-to-play update, because there is 2 updates coming out. We're getting the free, or not the free-to-play. We're getting the free update, and we're getting the expansion pass. They're 2 separate updates, but they're coming out at relatively the same time, which is extremely exciting. Lots of new content. But let me know you guys' views and opinions, of course, in the comment section below. I love to read them. I hope you guys have a really wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.